Hello there. Welcome. Good day, good evening, or whatever time I might have catched you today. So, we will be playing some Book of Hours tonight. So I think everything should be working as intended. Microphone is microphoning. Give me a second to establish all the chats. And then I'm going to go on our second session of that save file, which I introduced back one way when I did that giveaway stream. Hey, Poet, welcome. So happy to see you, mate. So, I think everything is now working out as intended. Wonderful. When I was tonight wondering what to play, I really had a little bit of a hard time coming up with an idea. And then I saw Book of Hours. I immediately had a cozy feeling and knew I would be ending up tonight here. Okay, so where did we leave? These books aren't deciphered yet. Not at all. Right. Well, let's wait for the next day. Whoop. That WASD control is so sensitive now. Can I change that? Let's see. Camera speed with keys. That's totally nuts now. Let's see. That should do. Oh yeah, look, I can almost control it again, but it's still a little bit like Roadrunner. Let's go to 40. There we go. Okay. I did that last Sunday, I think, Poet. And, I don't know, weren't you around? I can't remember. Okay, so what's the weather today? It's rainy. That is Grail and Nectar weather. Quite a rare one. Doesn't rain every day, you see. So, let's see. We can definitely unlock that other garden plot down here. Very tempted to do so. Besides that, we could go for the neglected room up there. That is a movie theater. Let's spend our money. We can get ourselves Orchard Keepers. Perfect. Probably a Friday. I can't remember anymore. I only know that I made it happen as quick as I was able to. And it was in that very, very stressful phase where I was turbo learning Europa Universalis and covering 3 games and one. And I really don't know anymore. Forgive me. I try to keep the game details in my mind. Some things just yeah, you get me. Okay, Orchard Keeper. We got 2 points of nectar on that lady already, so we just need to add the influence of the rainy weather. We talk with her a little bit about the rain, and that's not fast. That was 120 before. So, nope. So I got it in a sec, okay? Just need to get it into a comfy spot. Does it do anything? It doesn't feel like it does anything. It doesn't do anything. So, okay, doesn't seem to go slower than that. Got it. I'm gonna be living with that. Sorry, it just very, very, very much distracted me for a second. Okay, let's see. I do need knock for this one. Chin has one as point of that. We need 3 more. Tough. Scale. Tough as well. Okay, so book reading is not really within our reach today, but finally unlocking the Tangle of Thorns. Flower garden now overrun with thorned weeds and briar rose. I promise I will be doing a little bit of what's it called? We'll be reading these books aloud. Jeez. There's a word for doing that. It's been a long day. Well, glad that I'm around here tonight. Glad to have you folks. Okay, so we got this thing unlocked now. Okay, there's the garden. We can collect plants here. That's what the garden is good for. But I don't really have any interests in crafting as of right now. Ooh, is that new? We get highlighted which skills provide us access to that. But skills don't interact with the aspects there, so that doesn't work. Okay. The garden is a little bit of a disappointment at first. There is a little bit of valuable things here, like the skin shuck meat. I mean, this stuff has 6 points of moth aspect. If you are new to the world of Book of Hours, this doesn't mean anything to you. If you are into this game, this is one of the power juices, you know? I don't even want to know what that is, crowded with sediment and making you high like a fly, I guess. It also has a hurricane lamp in here. It always is worth looking at the stuff in here very closely. They have hidden a lot of little things that you can't interact with. Sometimes little stones or such. Okay, but not today. I will be putting the hurricane lamp, hopefully, next to the mirroscope. It's quite nice to have a place where you store your tools, and this is a light source. Not everybody can use a light source, but if I'm not mistaken, candles get used up, but this one shouldn't. Well, love this game. Alrighty, so what can we do with the remainder of the day? That's the real question here. I mean, I have already archived all the books in here. I got lessons. That's one thing that we could do. But lessons for skills that are already on my skill book. No, that doesn't make any sense at all. Oh, I got a new skill to learn at least. Silly me. How long did I take with my run? It's 20 to 40 hours per run. It really depends on how much you are after completing the game. If you really want to just complete the game, I guess you can easily achieve that in less than 10 hours if you're really after just getting a victory in. But I always spend a lot of time with experimenting and looking at things and, just enjoying myself. But the fun part is that the journal that you got and the memories, the archaeologist thing. Oh, I have missed a letter in the title. These are all different backgrounds that make a little bit of a different gameplay experience, and I don't know how different they are, but I do know the dev of the game enough to know that there are things hidden. This guy loves to hide things inside his game for people like me to discover. Okay, let's drop that here. This thing we can eventually use to unlock a room that has a very high skill check, for example. That's what this stuff is made for. Good. So, let's see. That new skill, Pentiments and Precursors. Feats and Fates of Forgotten Things. The Carapace Cross, the Line of Antaeus, the World of a Low Red Sun. Though much is taken, much abides. What the hell they're talking about? It has that slight creepy feeling, the world of a low red sun, you know? Guy has a way with words that give me a slight chill feeling without me even knowing why. I really enjoy this. So let's see. Of the Ligaean Medusa. Oh, Medusa was a Ligaean in this world. How fitting. It has been said she might be the oldest of her kind still living, and she's dead. Scholicus sophists might interpret this thus: she is the oldest of the sackless kind, which is to say, of a carapace lineage famed for the breadth of their wisdom and the complexity of their teeth. Yes, now we do know more about Medusa. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. But at least I got something very important, and that's a aspect card that has Grail integrated. I was very, very low on these things. What I love most about this game is I was just sounding like I was reading the ramblings of a madman, but I'm pretty sure I'm just missing information to translate what that was meaning. Seriously. I guess that's the point here. So we got scale points, we got Grail points, and we got some time with that day left. Let's see, is there any low difficulty book that we could crack with the given tools now? I mean, I got a little bit of an extra. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. 8. That's Moon, but it's also an audio record. I don't think I have a room yet. 14. Surely not. 6. 2 points of lantern here. 1 point of lantern here. Sadly, my only source of that aspect. Nah, that's only 50% of what I need. It's too random for my taste. We'll have to wait for the Wainscot histories. Grail 6. I think that's more than I can muster. We got 3. Same problem as just before. Too bad. These are already my red ones. Forge 6. I mean, I should be looking for something I can make there, but I don't think. Oh, well, look at that. We got 4 points of forge. I can make myself a memory with the 2 points. We can read that. Hell yeah. So here goes. We do need the foresight memory that I created in the last session by just translating that book or deciphering it. And let's do that. Without the extra memory, we don't have enough skill points, but that memory library is really worth a ton. Because memories in this game are very, very powerful. They might be fleeting, gone next day. You can't keep them. You need to concoct your memories each day anew. But there's basically on almost all skill checks a slot for memories. Memories help you practically everywhere. It's a very, very fancy aspect of these. So here we go. Pyroglyphics. We got that. Book reading time. Walter de Wolf, 3rd Baron Brankrug, was grandson of Thomas, son of the disgraced Giles, who eloped with Pale Hafren. The de Wolf line might have ended here if the Seneschal Ernestine, by then over 80, had not managed to reconcile Thomas with the dying Giles. Okay. So they brought him back his son. Walter de Wolf is one of the librarians, one of the people that kept this place intact while before I was there. And the longer you play this game, the more I had that feeling that it might be all the same person at the end of the day. But that's for a different day. Okay. Walter, though nominally siding with the parliamentarians, manages to stay out of the war, but in 1642 his son Brian runs away on the night of his 16th birthday and joins the royalist army. He's captured and returned to his father, who pleads for mercy and gives his parole for his son's good behavior. Interesting. 1648, Brian runs away again to join the Royalist uprising. Oh, so good for nothing, huh? Walter writes of news that Brian has been seen on the field of battle at Gear Camp, but that his fate is yet unknown. Walter writes one last entry about his fear for his son and the future of his family. Relatable. There the journal ends, but the extensive account of Walter's collaboration with the architect Gregory Wheelock includes usefully esoteric information I haven't understood a thing about the family relationships there, but that's okay. We got ourselves a new skill. Not all books are the same way enlightening. This one was very, very confusing, but it gave me a lesson in a new skill that I haven't had before. Most importantly, this one looks like it is a higher level knock skill. Gale. High quality weather, my friends. And we have a visitor today. Door and wall. The lock seeks its key, the wall seeks its door, and we who would pass learn at last that they are not our servants. That's a scary remark. Okay. What may not be. There is a prophecy of a shining city that mortals might build. There is a paradox that a city unbuilt can always be greater than one that exists. The night arts teach this resolution that the gate to that city must be fashioned from black sapphire and raised in dreams. And the other side would be another skill that I have not yet, right? That's Shapt. We got Shapt already. We ain't got Fet yet. Okay. There's a prophecy of a shining city that mortals might build. There's a paradox that a city unbuilt can always be greater than one that exists. We have that part. The bright arts teach this resolution, that the hours will always forbid the raising of that city, so that it will remain a great hope and great traveling. That is grim. The hours are the gods of this world. You can always translate hours into gods. And that means that the gods actively prevent the raising of a utopia, because the hope for a utopia, that idea shall not be destroyed or tainted. I don't know. I don't like the hours on that end. I would prefer that city. Fun part is that you get to decide a little bit into which direction you nudge yourself. And the more you understand the lore, I feel like the more freedom to shape the history you actually got. But your first few playthroughs are just a, what the hell am I doing? Huzzah, I have finally understood how skill checks work. Let's progress. And then suddenly it hits you that all that confusing text actually has a way deeper meaning. Okay, we got that. Hardened sky. Where will we put that? I like to use those high quality influence cards to unlock difficult rooms, but today we don't have any room that has any of these aspects in a very high amount, except for the neglected room that has a 3-point heart requirement. Could use that. So TRN limited. So we can now order items for our soirees and our assistants. These are shops where we can send orders, and a few days later we get our wares. It's one of the sources for endless items in this game. So, whoops, misclicked. Nobody here in the city has heart except for Denzel. The good part is Denzel is my friend, and he'll help me for free. so we can recruit Denzel and see where this will lead us. He doesn't spawn with that aspect at all. I just can't speak with him with this aspect in that house. Too bad. Whatevs. Pretty sure we will get that extra point we require somehow on him. So, Denzel, how can we bring some more heart into you by putting my health on top of him? Actually, I'm helping him, you know. So, who's visiting us? D.I. Douglas Moore, Detective Illuminate of the Suppression Bureau. That's basically the Inquisition here. A stoic but weary fellow. His dearest wish is to move to Chingford and grow roses, but the buggers won't let him to retire. Well, Inquisition is maybe the wrong wording. This guy is definitely a policeman. So, what is his... He doesn't have any skills that I need from him. After our chat with Denzel, we're going to help him out with that mystery that we got here. The affair of the god in the wood. This will be something we'll be using later. So, Denzel, you can unlock that room. I don't want to look for the 5th point here too hard, because, you know, it's okay to unlock one room per day. It's perfect progress. So, let's see. And I'll be back in a second. I think I've left windows open, and that's not good. Turns out I didn't. It's just effing cold tonight. Got to see about all these bleeding painters. Don't mind telling you, I've better things to do, but boss is as boss does. Thing here is, people are suddenly supernaturally getting amplified new skills while being in a what is it? A health camp. And we're researching why is that coming together. Boss sat me down and explained Litarian to me, and Pan. You know, I got into bleeding grammar school on the bleeding strength of my bleeding Greek. Bleeding scholarship. He's a very, very friendly one. Never mind. Let's see what you've got on all this. He needs a heart book. Let's see. Preferably a low-ranked one. That's Grail, isn't it? Doop, doop, doopy, doop, doop. That's exactly what we've been looking for. Luckily, he can't read Greek. Nothing too sinister here. While more artists in the world strikes me as a sinister sort of phenomenon all by its own self. But nothing for the Bureau, I reckon. Thanks. Okay. Looks like we're just gonna be earning ourselves the address of that gentleman. Nothing more. That's okay, though. Let's see what we will have in the infirmary here. So, one runs Spintria. Nice. Gonna use that later for learning languages. And let's use the card right away. Put it to the briefcase. And Suppression Bureau, Hobbs End, London. I can invite the guy now and host him at a dinner party. And he left me something very, very useful, an occult scrap. These are persistent items, but most importantly, it has the missing 2 points of knock aspect that I needed to read this book. This bleeding book, I guess. as this gentleman just said, but yeah, Traveling at Night Volume 1, here we go. We just need to add in the soul card, because otherwise you can't read books. Okay, so what are we reading tonight? The Annotated Dream Journals of Christopher Illapoli, sometimes called the only readable occultist. Literate, entertaining, bewildering. This is one book that is always standard spawned in your entry hut. The wood lies outside the walls of the manses. As any student of the histories knows, the manses has no walls. This is a throwback to Cultist Simulator. Illapoli describes how he came to make repeated visits to a dream wood via what he calls silver dreams. Trying to think your way to the wood, he explains, is like thinking your way to being in love, but I did find a secret that helped. I see. Impulse memories and edicts liminal. Oh, I love that song so much. It's one of my absolute favorites. It's already one that was around since Cultist Sim. So we already had one book that gave us Impulse. Too bad. It's a strong thing, but sadly, we already got that memory. Whatever. I need to arrange my memory library a little bit better, but I need to unlock more library first too. So, let's learn those edicts liminal while we're at it. So, what do we have here? The precepts of limitation and division established by the enigmatic conclave of hours, sometimes called the Chancel. So, here we have an interesting hint. A conclave of hours called the Chancel. This means some of the gods formed groups. Power group blocks are always an interesting thing when you meet them. It's going to get much more interesting once we unlock the areas up here where we see the chapel and the church. Good stuff. Well, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's see. Edicts liminal can be put into this slot here. Oh, there's again this city prophecy. But it's a completely different text. There's a prophecy of a glorious city that mortals could raise, but the hours of the Chancel have decreed that it will not exist. The decrees of the Chancel are not defied, but now and then they have been circumvented. And we might conceive that a city with walls of shining flint could be raised in dreams, in the manses. This would be Nyctodromy. So that would be a workaround, that we only create ourselves a virtual grand utopia. If you say so. I'm not convinced. Okay, so there's hail in the air tonight, so it's stabby weather. Grand Ascent ground floor, ruins hole. Let's see, is there anything that would be appreciating that heavy influx of edge aspect? The room back here, but I don't need to unlock that room yet. There's so many more interesting areas in the library. Nah, we're just going to go and take the Grand Ascent ground floor here tonight. Dee-doo. Let's invite our friend Denzel for another unlocking party today. Let's talk about hail. What a nice topic. And we do need to do nothing further because this guy is already edgy by himself. Good guy. Good guy Denzel. Always helps. Alrighty, so what do we do next? See? 3rd Baron Brandkrug. There's a collection of busts of the different librarians and Brandkrug barons. The barons were first the keepers of the library, and then they assigned librarians. So the names go here for what's that? There's even a little reward for putting all the busts correctly on their spots. We'll be doing that later. Currently we don't have all of the busts, but they are hidden here through the throughout the library. Okay, but apart from that, we have also gotten ourselves access to other rooms. 2 lantern here. Timothy has already 2 lantern. I think we could make a shot for it. So, unlocking parts of the library is extremely important. So, money was too low. That's why it didn't go in. So, 2 points of lantern on you already. Adding in 2 more via my skill here. We easily get the 5 there. Is there already a room with 4? No, it's not. So we're going to use the tool here. Yeah, the mirroscope has 1 point of lantern. And there we go. This way we'll be unlocking the dimly lit chamber. Then Lauren's old protections hang heavy in the air here, clotting the air with shadows. I'll need counter influences to unwind them. Whole library is, if you take the lore here, magically protected, and you are unlocking it bit by bit with the help of those folks here. There we are. Look at that trove. There's even some veiled goddess Lapsang waiting for us. Mighty Forge Tea. Okay, we will now have a wild cataloging party and see what we have uncovered here. It's one of my favorite parts. Unwrapping books. It's like mini presents. So, we got Traveling at Night Volume 3. That is a book that we will actually devour tomorrow. We got that a sec ago. The Locksmith's Dream, Trespasses. 3rd volume of Teresa Gamier's examination of parallels in the mystic dreams of artisans. That sounds like easy lecture. The Invisible Opera. A recording of a 1911 attempt at a performance of Wings Within Wings, the so-called Invisible Opera. What could possibly go wrong? So, what weather it is it? Hail again. Nice. And there's a book being sold. Advice on Containment. Theresa Blake discusses ways to keep wood things out of trouble and Mansa's things in it. Alright. Another book that we can easily digest. Okay. Oriflammes. Well known to all of the players of Cultist Simulator. They're selling books. But I currently don't really have the money to buy a book from the magnificent Hokobald of Poxint. He will be angry about however you pronounce his name, so never mind. If you know, you know. So, let's read the books that we got, and the books that get you that you can buy at Oriflammes, eventually they'll offer them again. They don't disappear or anything. Nah, don't worry. You'll get another attempt at it at a different time. But I'd also love to use this book here at this weather today. So let's see if we have something edgy or something sky. We could be using that on, but I don't think I have found too much literature in either of these. Oh, Traveling at Night, Volume 2. Looks like we're binge reading Traveling at Night today. So there's 3 of the needed 6. Let's see. Sky is nowhere to be found here. No. Okay. That makes 4. And I don't have any skill linked to that. Okay, there goes that idea. No chance. Sky is the literature of bards and stories and birds. Of course, birds, because where else would you put sky things? So, no luck. No luck at all. We saw yesterday that Denzel is already a pretty edgy guy. Could we amplify that? He has 2 points already, I think, if I saw that correctly. So that would make 5 here. But still 3 missing on that room. Reeking Chamber. We could try that. But, let's see. Got that sky lamp. It's worth a try, I think. So let's see, what can we hire today at the Sweet Bones? There we go, the Fisherman. Hey, music never dies. I'm great, thanks for asking. Well, I could be a little bit better. I still have a bit of a sore throat, and I think I can't be streaming as long as I would be wanting to today. But beyond that, I had a great day today. Finally feeling better. Last week I wasn't feeling good at all. Okay, Fisherman's Assistance. We can get this guy sky high. Fishermen in this part of the world have a reputation as smugglers, and worse than smugglers. Those days are past mostly, and mostly they just catch pilchards now. But they still remember the words spoken in silence, the moon and the sea. Sounds like a lot of occultism going on, but with these fishermen. But if you've ever taken deeper interest into the ocean and all, you surely already also have noticed how batshit crazy things are that live in the water. Okay. That brings us to 5. Does that do anything? Any magic already? No. Okay. Good thing that I hope that storm lamp works. No, it doesn't. Dang. So, something an assistant can use that provides a point of sky. I knew this would happen eventually. There's probably some drink that we can use. There's usually something that you can use. Mist-kissed water, sadly not. TRN limited drinking cocoa. No. Serpent milk. It's also some super high power item. Roscragan whiskey ain't doing it either. There is something, I just have forgotten what it was. There is a drink. Dandelion wine is the one for the nectar points. I mean, the problem that I got here is that I haven't unlocked the storage yet. Ah, there. The Veiled Goddess tea. There we go. Yeah, I plan to go for Dwarf Fortress sometime soon again, but I'm currently still pondering whether to go for a YouTube series again or for a streaming series. And I haven't made up my mind yet. And that's why I haven't been Dwarf Fortressing yet. But with the Siege update, I am very, very interested in giving the game a little bit more me time, you see. Okay, so with Shapt we got 2 points of knock, and with Door and Wall we got 2 points of knock, so all of these books are easy to read. It's weird that we will read Traveling at Night Volume 3 before we read Volume 2, but such is life. Let's start with not the same song again. Let's first read Advice on Containment. I mean, which one was it again? This one. I mean, this sounds like something a librarian should be reading first anyways. I haven't found too much time for Dwarf Fortress on the other end because Europa Universalis 5 just sucked me in and didn't let me go. I had so much to do with it work-wise this afternoon though that I felt like tonight doing something else, and was a good decision. I love my time here. Berza is irritatingly light on specifics, insisting above all that the duties of an adept are the duties of a host, and that the conjured spirit should be kept in as luxurious a vessel as possible. Berza notes the similarities between the lantern-long habit of scrining. Here, before I read further, Lantern Long. Here you have a really interesting thing. Lantern is a skill tree, you know, the yellow one, and Long is the word that you use for immortals in this world. So we are talking here about an immortal that has mastered the occult tree of Lantern. That's an interesting take here. Returning to the physical world despite their absence of a body by entering a mirror or light, and Pomander's techniques of confining Mensis Long to mirrors, she wonders whether Pomander himself might be lured to visit Hush House if provided with a sufficiently alluring shrine. This is a hint of something you can't do. Definitely. Here we have the hint that if we provide a sufficient mirror or light, we should be able to meet a very illustrious person, I'm pretty sure. Game is littered with things like these, and all of these hints that I have successfully translated, I found some place in the library to actually interact with that. So I'm going to look for that. Memory pattern. So fitting. Something fits just right. Exactly. Exactly. We also learned glass blowing and vessel crafting, which is really good. We also got the pattern memory. So this is the entry point to rank 6 Nook things. Nice. I've done this so many times already, but it never grows old on me. I don't know. I still enjoy this game. Oh, look at that. Even as if I haven't had several playthroughs already. I forgot about this very, very useful thing. This is a tool? barren silence's astrolabe was standing all day. I'm sorry. The tea was unnecessary. I just had to give that fisherman the big globe here that I looked past. Mutter. Sorry, guys. It is not as if this is a finite resource or anything like that, but tools don't use up themselves. Knock and forge pattern. I use my shelves to remember what kind of memories the books provide, because those memories are mighty powerful. I just need to store my chemicals elsewhere now. Who are you? Walter the Wolf. Okay. Where will I put my chemicals? Come on. Ah, yeah, here. This is a good spot to just store items until you have the drive to go for all of the bust placement. Okay, let's learn a new skill. All these skills are also their own crafting trees. That's the most interesting thing here. We are all vessels. Let us contain only what will grace us when the light shines through. There's a Blake again. And here we got the first skill that I cannot attach anymore to the inner circle. So now to be able to put this into one of these slots, it has to be level 2. And that's where lessons come into play. Let's see. We will need a knock or sky lesson for that. So tools. That's the thing for later. Let's sort that down here before we go crazy. Too late, or whatever. Let's get on with the next book. We can do that actually, because I got that memory available that gives me the necessary points. We can just put in whatever soul card we want to, as long as the skill check's successful. The game doesn't mind. Okay. Don't need to complete the first inner circle, actually, no. But you do need to have this slot filled to reach, or this slot filled to reach the next slot. But they are shortcuts. Here's the interesting thing. These dotted lines here, if you go have a skill here, you can skip that part. Hence the dotted lines. There are some points here, as you see there, that allow you to go to higher levels of these skills. But yeah, that's just one thing on a side note. Skill tree is a quite fascinating beast here. So, what do we have here actually? The annotated dream journals of Christopher Lapoli. We had that before. So, Lapoli's disquisitions on fire and the unburned god are interrupted by passages of distractingly erotic poetry addressed to Baldomera. I see. Elopoli is oddly distracted by erotic adventures all day long. To reach the stag door, I believe that all you really need is to want something enough. But I've never wanted anything that much, except of course Baldomera, and I'm very much afraid that the nut in the story is this. What Baldomera wants is the stag door. But here's something I learned in Persia. Perhaps it'll teach you what you want. Okay. So, another lesson in door and wall. Excellent, we can use that. And we also have found out that this book also provides pattern memories. So let's put it onto the pattern shelf. and upgrade the glass blowing and vessel crafting skill. So here we go. We need a lesson, we need a memory, and we need the effort. The thing here is that every one of these slots needs to be filled to level up your skill, and it grows ever more demanding the higher the level goes. That's the issue there. Okay, but the nice part is leveled up skills also have higher aspect ratings. So a high level skill really helps you out a lot in reading more books or crafting new stuff that helps you read more books. Read more books, it's good for you. So we can put that into either this or that slot. So let's see. Ithistry or Hushery. Making or destroying. The highest purpose of a glass vessel to show clearly, perfectly what would otherwise be hidden within. Perhaps Ithistry suggests this was the first purpose of the first hour, and only in that first moment could there be perfect clarity. Okay. The highest purpose of a glass vessel to separate what is without from what is within. Perhaps Hushery suggests this was the first purpose of the first hour, and only in that first moment could there be perfect understanding. It's wonderful to see how this game likes to put up conflicting philosophies about one and the same thing, like a bottle of glass. So, I feel like the separating thing convinces me today more than the other thing, okay? How about you folks? Anyways, so let's see. That was quite educating, wasn't it? We got foggy weather, which is very, very powerful. Moon weather. Would be also a really good day to study an entry-level moon literature, and that's what I'm going to do. Oh, it's a phonograph. Dang. Never mind that idea. Ah, too bad. Oh, whatever. Let's see. Who is on the Moony side? I think Mr. Kill was. But I am too poor. Oh no, I'm broke. I think I could fuse the coins to get back to that, but I think I just will wait until the St. Ronwin's Trust has sent me my next payment by my next paycheck. Oh no, I'm a broke librarian. Can't pay assistants anymore. Only my friend Denzel. Okay, so that means I'm going to make a still gonna make a go for that, alright? Oops. I'm pretty positive that I can get 5 points of moon together somehow. Well, thank you, Michael Till. That's so nice of you. Yeah, there will be more Cerulean content eventually, the next days or weeks or so, because I have reformed my whole streaming concept into just something where I just play things that I want to play for fun. And Cerulean is a game I always come back gladly for an hour or two of grindy fun and building something. And thank you, man. Really appreciate it. Such a nice gesture. So, and thanks for the inspiration. I almost forgotten Cerulean lately with all my work on EU5. A random Cerulean stream. Glad to hear that other people are giving that game a time too. It's really one of a kind, right? So there goes Moon 4. Let's see where we can get ourselves Moon 5. Necromancer. I haven't played that since a long, long time. But the concept that the minions of the necromancers in Cyrilium are more like an enchantment that follows your units is pretty dope. I really like that. This was one concept that I haven't seen in this iteration anywhere else ever, which is pretty cool. So, I don't think that a material can be used by Denzel, but you interested in Whispering Shan? I thought so. Yeah. There, Isle Water. That's what I wanted. From Brancrux Deep Springs. Down the hatch. Here we go. That'll unlock another wing of the library. These rooms are really, really important because we're now currently sort of like in the delicious area where there's a lot of books to unlock. Okay, what do we have here? The Temptations of Architecture. I'll be not re-browsing the cover texts too much now, especially not on the high-end books that we will be not reading anytime too soon. Ambrosial. Okay. Musgrave's Sketches. Okay. Musgrave was such a lovely and charming individual. This must be a wonderful book. The sea does not regret. Okay. Moon 6 literature. Almost at the threshold where I can be, where I can use it. Almost, though. Okay. Snow. Hell yeah. Winter and sky literature. Okkor, Tislak, Okkor. Okay. We got a Klingon novel, obviously. A surprisingly chatty text by an entity that identifies itself as the Excellency Gnathobasis. Alright. Can't wait to read that one. Okkor. So, with that weather today, what are we going to unlock? 3 winter on the despoiled laboratory. Big problem is I can only hire Denzel today. So, no can do. Let's see if we got any books that we can uncover with the given tools. Stolen Histories, I can totally read that. Probably not that one, though. So, winter and sky. 8 winter is a little bit too high, though. Sadly. I don't think that I have any books that... Ah, well, we could go for that sky one. I mean, that's 3 sky, 4 sky. Maybe if we can create a memory. There we go, confounding parable. That should do the trick. Here we have to rely a little bit on the on RNG and hope that it'll help us out. Let's see if that'll happen. Okay, so with the help of that, let's have a crack at that one. Where was it? Here. So, we're going to use the snow memory. Bust for 2 sky. Ah, never mind. I don't need to do any tricks because we got glass blowing and vessel crafting by now. Hell yeah. Nice. Ah, wonderful. It's so nice when the skills slowly compile to help you so much for reading books. The thing is, all the skills in the world, though, don't help you unlocking the library on themselves just by having them, because you can't apply your skills on 2 assistants purely. You need to craft items with your skills or something like that. So, what do we have here on this one? There is an extensive discussion on the comparisons between Elopoles's own dreams and those of the Emperor Elagabalus, who Elopole regards as a dupe or avatar of the sun in rags. The white is west of the world, Elopole remarks, and winter does not wait forever. Elagabalus found his way to the white door at last, thankfully. Speech can't pass the white door, and honestly, Elagabalus never had anything very interesting to say. I tried to follow his footsteps, but I never learned enough of the white. I suppose I'm thankful for that too, but there's what I don't know. Winter knowledge! Oh, solace. And sights and sensations. Solace is also a nice hot memory. Hooray! Okay, so we're going to use this shelf here now for solace. 2 hard, 1 sky. There we go. That should help me on many, many ways. The interesting thing about the confounding parable is that it has so many different aspects that it fits into. It's a very, very powerful memory. Fits into so many different slots. So, oh, the music chamber. Hell yeah. So here is one of the most first really interesting things. Or was it? Here. Evolve via birdsong. Evolve via preservation. Here we can start evolving our attributes in this place. But more about that later. Kitty Mazarine. It's the most musical librarian of them. Okay, so let's put the... That one I'm surely not going to be reading today. Let's see. Sights and sensations. We're going to be learning that. So, 2 sky, 1 winter. Nice. Let's see if it fits into the inner circle. Nope, it doesn't. Didn't expect. So, winter in the sky. No problem. We got the fitting lesson. We got a fitting memory. Perfect. I do not upgrade the lowest skills here in the center of the weave because I don't want to use the lessons on things that are already implemented on the skill board. Every entry on the skill board at the end of the day yields us an extra soul card. And these are basically sort of like our action cards, so that's very useful. Hey, Mr. Progressor. Yeah, the intro is... Yeah. This is one of the most unique games that I've been ever playing. Let's put it like that. Hey, Zathras. Yeah, if you know how to play Cultist Sim, you know how to play Book of Hours. But this game is, at the same time, while it has more content than Cultist Sim, as in it's bigger, wider, it's still more chill because it doesn't have any kill mechanics or anything that outright threatens your existence like in Cultist Sim. An end. The artist knows their every work could be improved. The artist understands perfect work exists nowhere. To go nowhere, to go below the world, is not an easy journey, but there the artist could achieve their utmost. Nyctodromy is the way to perfection. You crazies! This can't be healthy for your psyche. I don't mind though. It gives me a nice access to skill points. So you guys be crazy. Okay. Good. Let's see how we can crack the stolen histories, but I think that should be fairly easy. Pentiments and precursors is a very, very powerful thing. But I do have scale here. Yeah, let's give it a try. 2 points of scale, 3 points of scale. Do I have a memory that has scale? I don't think so. No, we don't. So, yeah, we are trying it without memory now. Books, you know, you get 3 rolls when you don't have the necessary skill check. I only have 3 of 4 scale points, but there's always 3 of these things happening. And let's see, we can use... This is just a skill point. We can use furniture, and we get just random points there. Oh, dang. I missed the moment to click. Shoot. Stormy weather, and we actually gained a free aspect scale point, scale aspect point, just by random influence. Lucky me. That's really cool. Ah, not today. It says. I was mistaken. Sorry. Ah, okay, but whatever. Well, to some degree, I gotta say, I like this game more than Cultist Simulator, I gotta say. Because it's less stressful. Hey, Malkavian! I'm a great fan of Malkavians, so that goes in well, doesn't it? I'll leave it like that, okay? As a big World of Darkness fan, from the bottom of my heart since my teenage years, just leave it like that. Glad to have you, mate. So, storm weather is really big, and we could get ourselves a big heart unlock here. Neglected room. Just so Luckily, Denzel doesn't mind me not having any money. Oh, I also realized that I gained a fear memory. I can read stolen histories with that. Nice. But one thing at a time. So, let's use that one. So, let's pump Denzel's powers up. We give him that storm memory, so he'll have 4 points of heart. And then I'm going to give him another heart point via my health. That gives the 5th. That's enough. There we go. Ah, finally, we're getting to the basement. That's where the good stuff's at. This is where the materials are at. The crafting and the cooking. Okay, so there was the book that we can't decipher today because we got the proper memory for that. So here we have already everything finished. Let's just take anything that we have in multiples. Yeah, Trist. There we go. Hey, Kappa Unreal. Yes, maladies are abusable. I think this is actually even a not an oversight of the developer, quite the contrary. The idea that a twisted part of your mind is working tirelessly, although at low quality, because it doesn't have high aspect qualities anymore. This is so much fitting to everything I know about the ruminations of the writer of this game. I'm pretty sure that this is a intended mechanic. I'll be using it once I get the opportunity to it in this run too. So, let's see. About those who didn't know, sometimes books are protected by curses, or they infect your attributes, and then you have to recover yourself. That's a malady. But let's go into stolen histories. The agitator and pamphleteer Alexander Sparrow inveighs against the monstrous serpents, thieves of history. Sparrow acknowledges 5 histories, insists the 3rd history may be overrun by coils, warns the 5th history is already lost. Sparrow, with his usual paranoia, appears to be conflating the horror of the Worm Wars and the Great Writhing with the activities of the Great Hooded Princes. Still, he draws thought-provoking comparisons between the princes, normally conceived as exotic Knockblong, and the widely feared worms. Yeah, I still don't know who the worms are, okay? I just know that everybody's flippin' scared about them. Everybody hates the fact that the worm was around, and everybody is afraid that they might come back. That's all I know about that topic so far. It's quite fascinating that I have played through the game several times, but there's still various topics of the lore of this game where I still feel like I'm missing a bigger... I'm missing the bigger picture, you see. Phonograph. Hmm. I thought was elsewhere. Anyway, so that's fear. 2 scale, 1 edge. Alrighty. Nice. Lesson, coil and chasm. Hey, Kyle Smith. I think debuff bills and vampires should work really well together, but I haven't had the time yet to try it out. The notes on the shelves are dope, aren't they? They're really useful. That's one of the things that I use to keep track of the many, many things inside the library. It's just a really helpful tool. Worms, 7 coils, dangerous places, how earthquakes are bound and why they are released. Okay, we can't put that in here either. Not a big surprise. This is nectar and scale. Ah, we gotta listen for that. Perfect. There we go. We're getting somewhere now. Making very, very big progress today. I do lack a stat for that. Okay, gotta do that tomorrow. Okay. Then we are gonna be unwrapping books for the remainder of the day. Has to be done sometime soon too. So, 3 flowers hath the tree. Nice. That's a very nice intro lecture for nectar. And since we will have 2 points there, we basically just need a memory. Nice. So I will be keeping that one on my person, because I think as soon as the next fitting weather hits town, we'll be reading that one. Houndscowl. There's just some ink lying around there. In the Maliary. Okay. We just read that. Wait a sec. This is the wrong skill. Oh. I'm actually lacking a point of lantern here. I thought I was already further than that. Okay, then we are keeping that on our hands. I mean, this is another very, very easy thing. Let's see if I get a weather for that. But you basically just need to look at a painting, and then you get a memory card that has exactly 1 lantern. We should be able to look at one of those audio records now that I have found a phonograph. I vaguely do remember that there was one that wasn't too difficult to go for. Not the Lake Fuchinos. Those were quite difficult. Here? Yeah. Investigation of a founded country. This is what we are going to listen to. Thanks for the reminder, poet. Okay, but first, let's level up that skill. Wrong one. Need to put health in exactly. Oh, there has to be a memory. I forgot. Ugh. Luckily, we can provide that too. Gale. Sky 3, Heart 3. Totally want to use that. Yearly stipend or stipend? I need to look that word up. Money. That's what we can call it more directly. Okay, what are we going to do with this stuff here? Sky 3 on the ruined kitchen. That is already almost a success. Nifty. Or Heart 5. Let's hang out with Mrs. Kill. Not Mr. Kill. Erebus, I think, missed skill. Yep. Because if I remember correctly, that lady starts with a hot skill. Ooh. So, yep, she has 1 point of heart to begin with, just like I remembered. So, yeah, that'll get me to 5. Easy. And we have a visitor. So, we are going to give her one of our health cards, and then that point is being dealt with. So, we got that fear memory that we required now. Whoop, swoop, zoop. There we go. Who is visiting us? Mr. Azan Fekri. Okay. Formerly, Azan was a healer. He was not human. He was Secretary Salvant of Hush House, but not all the same at the same time. Fuzzy, kind, famously foul to look upon. Deep Mendaic. We definitely will do a learning session with that gentleman. It's a shame not to be able to interview him to the about the topic there. I love to talk the events through with the folks, but we need those languages, and Deep Mendaic is one thing that I can't read yet. And it sucks if you are coming across a book that you can't understand because you're lacking the language. And you can only learn those languages from those fellas that visit your library. Yeah, poet, I've been there too. Sometimes you just have too much mental load to pick up stuff like that. I can totally relate. Hope it's getting better for you someday soon, mate. The Night Arts speak of the savage door, to which Echidna, mother of monsters, keeps her savage key. It was the means by which the gods who were stone entered the manses, for Echidna was once counted among their names. All scholasophists seek to understand what this might mean. So the gods who were stone, those, as far as I understood things, were the fellas that came before the Owls. Basically the oldest known godlike entities in this game. That's all I know about those fellas, but yeah. It gives us some nice skills here. Okay. I'll be back in a sec because I'm thirsty. There we are. Can't properly stream without some drink. Okay, where were we? I wanted to uncover the mysteries of this one. Doesn't the confound parable have moon influence? Yes, it has. That's basically already the breakthrough we require. Oh, what a fine, cozy evening this is. There we go. New memory. And with that one, Let's go to the phonograph. Theresa Blake invited a nameless friend, or according to Brancroft tradition, her sister, to Hush House to recover from an illness. Theresa was uncharacteristically secretive about the whole business, perhaps because her own solicitude embarrassed her. She cooked her guests' meals herself, read to her in the afternoons, and purchased this phonograph so her guest could listen to Viennese opera. Viennese? Viennese, I guess, yes. So, we use confounding parable. We got. Do we have moon? Yeah, you use tryst here. And then I hope we got some moony skill. Wolf stories. Perfect. That is very unfortunate. We don't want to craft anything, but the game perceives me as trying to go for crafting. We can put 2 memories in here, though. That could work. Just would happen to need another one that provides a little bit of moon. Or weather that does so. Those phonographs are quite tricky. Because it's obviously also a crafting bench in terms of game, of the internal workings of the game. So we obviously need to delay that a second. Let's read in the Maliari in between. We're going to pick up one of the fine pieces of art inside here. How about a sacrifice? Dr. Serena Blackwood. Just searching for something that I haven't looked at several times. The velvet, the thunder skin, the witch and sister, the sister and witch. These are pretty powerful paintings. Anyways, these are just perfect to look at, and we will get also an information about the painting. I like that. Abbot Geoffrey recorded a prophetic dream. 2 women, one in violet, one in white, gathering seashells. The white-clad one, he wrote, handed him a shell and reminded him that one cannot keep what one cannot hold. Interesting. But most importantly, the sight memory that I was talking about. And that should open up the Maliari book. Nice. The basement here we unlocked is full of useful little things. Also, parcels and packages that we can unpack. So, we learned Deep Mandaic. Wonderful. The most secret script of the innermost rites of the deep sects of the deep desert. The birth tongue, it is claimed, of the mother of ants herself. Ugh. I don't even want to know who the mother of ants is. I get a unsavory, creepy, crawly feeling by just thinking about it. We can't upgrade Deep Mandaic yet, but I will put it down here, so I know that this is not implemented onto my skill board yet. Alright. We're still reading it. So, what do we have? Lively, yes, but also almost entirely nonsense. Pearl, the tears of the forgotten moon, caught by the lionsmith in his net. Ruby, the blood of the first bird, stung by the lionsmith's hammer. The author is either terribly misinformed or of the nature of the hours, or one begins to suspect intentionally throwing up a smokescreen to confuse seekers of the invisible arts. But there are some useful crumbs of fact to be picked out of the daft and gaping cracks. So we have learned Anbury and Lapidary. Well, that was a good haul for one day, I gotta say. So, the Foresight shelf is full. So any further Foresight books will now be just dumped, basically. Be put somewhere. It's a sunny day. Lantern and sky. Definitely not helpful on the moon business. Oh, whatever. It's fun because it's the first run ever where I actually struggle a little bit in cracking up my first moon book. Usually I had the easiest of all times in getting moon books readable in every single of my runs. It's quite fun to see how different things can be. So wait a sec. Anbury and Lapidary are also new things. Lightning is a little life, and jewels are its eyes. Okay. Does this fit in here? Yet again, no. Yeah. We can't upgrade anything right now. Okay. Then let's just keep unpacking books. The Rose of Wasney. That's a Lantern 8 book. On the Winding Stair, written in Ramsant. Okay. We can't read that language yet. Book of the Centipede, Rose. I have not unlocked a Rose book yet. We're also completely alone on that field, so I will really need a Rose 4 book to get my foot into the door, I guess. But we'll see about that. Let's unwrap all the books first. The Ascendant. The world does not weep. Lots of high-tier books. But we'll be getting there eventually. Hopefully. Damascene Traditions of the House of Lethe. What a wonderful, non-bulky title. As good as the haul yesterday was, today we're not really uncovering anything, as it seems. The Tripled Heart, Grail entry level. But written in Kernevek Hennevik. Damn. Don't have that language yet. That's the reason why I try to learn everything from the people visiting my library. Gospel of Nicodemus. We definitely can do this. Actually, today. Let's use that sunny weather in the dead of the night. So deep Mandaic versus... Ugh. Okay. We will try to be lucky here, right? So, what do we get here? Art and stuff. Okay. That is the moon influence that I've been looking for. A thing with... that's pretty easy. There's this... this thing. Just what I've been needing. So, we will now... Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll be zooming you. So, what do we have here? An apocryphal account of the works and experiences of the shepherd illuminated by one of his supposed companions. Inventory Lucis Soli Invicto Nuntio reads the dedication, loosely translatable as, I am the herald of the sun unconquerable, light's contriver. This is a variation of the more usual Invicto Augusto, the declaration which united the Eastern and Western traditions of the Church Solar. Okay. The shepherd illuminate, the virgin born, warns of the sun's division, but promises its ultimate reunification in the second dawn through the ministry of Saint Uzult. Uzult is of course the ink of power used by librarians of the tree, but also venerated as a saint in some borderline heterodox solar traditions. This is interesting insofar as it is somehow relating to the schism that has torn the church apart. Since we are playing in an alternative history, I feel like this is pretty much very, very fitting. It is also a book that gives us a revelation memory, which is very powerful, suffice to say. That's a very, very good lantern memory. I accidentally opened some Steam play thing. Okay. Nice. What did we learn here? A new skill too. Sacra Solus Invicti. Let's see. My reading process here on the desk is also going ahead. The rites of the Church of the Unconquered Sun and certain secrets of the gods from light. Okay. one that doesn't fit the slot here. And I don't expect the lessons here to fit either. Nope. Of course not. So, let's see if we can now get the phonograph going. There we go. So we needed to get that going without a skill, because if I put a skill in there, we're trying to craft something, which doesn't work at that point. It's pretty costly in Spin Tree, eh? Not today. Not having enough of these yet. Okay, so subtitled The Recordings from the Atlantic Coast, an investigation of a founded country. The phonograph initially seems to consist entirely of wave sounds and the cries of gulls, but attention to the cries suggests they are not gulls at all, perhaps not even birds. The bird cries resolve to possibly human voices, half lost in the sound of waves. They lament the absence of a city unborn. They hymn the ice behind the wave, the amber cobbles, or perhaps amber corals. The tenor of their song is melancholy, but also increasingly menacing, as they promise the city irresistible. The voices fade. Distant bells are clearly to be heard among the surf sounds. This is basically what we have been referring to the entire evening. This is this whole city unbuilt thing. And even the birds are angry. Even the birds want their utopia. Hill and Hollow and a Stolen Secret. So, Stolen Secret is 2 moon, 1 knock. No, you're right. Good. And we learned a new skill. Okay. So, the ways of the hill children and the gods from stone, old paths, old secrets, the songs that still echo beneath the earth. Very useful stuff, if you ask me. Yay! Fits! How they endured. In the beginning, the Carapace cross served the first hours, the gods born from stone. When the gods from stone were defeated, where would the cross go? Into the hills, into the bounds, and into us. This is how humankind came to be. In our most secret hollows, the cross endures. This is a matter of preservation. So, the Carapace cross served the first hours. The gods born from stone. Yeah, that checks out with what I have on my memory so far. And it is another point of health. Okay, and it is also the ending of today's stream, because I'm a little bit tired, and I think we had a good show for tonight. So thanks everybody for being around tonight, and yeah, have a good time. Hope to see you again next one.